You can tailor the application form. So every centre has almost every centre that I've looked at has a few extra or different questions that they want to ask their parents and children about their children that don't fit the standard questions. So we ask all the obvious questions: name, address, date of birth, who are the emergency contacts, all of that sort of stuff. But you might have some additional questions that are specific to your needs. So you might want to ask questions about the child's interests or cultural background or any other thing. So the way we handle that is we give you the ability to create custom questions. So this is also accessible through the Account Setup Org menu. And there's two tabs here that are relevant. One is called Required Documents and the other is called Custom Questions. So I'm going to go through custom questions first. So these are your questions to add to the application form and the child's profile. So creating a custom question is really quite straightforward. You might not have any to begin with. You go Add. It creates a blank one for you at the bottom. You give it a label. So this is the heading for the question. So pets, let's say pets. Does the child, I can say, does the child have a pet? So if I want to ask it that way as a yes-no question, I would say this is a yes-no question. And then when it appears on the form, the parent gets a yes-no box to choose from. Or I might ask the question differently, is if your child has a pet, let us know its name. So I obviously will need a text response. Switch to text. And I've created my custom question. So there's a couple of other options about custom questions you need to know, or a couple of other things you need to know about custom questions. Once you've created your question, you need to publish it. So you can do, first you can preview it. So what's it going to look like on the page? There's my heading, there's my description, and there's my answer box. And then I need to publish it. This is essentially saving. It adds it to the application forms from then on. It also adds it as an entry on the child's profile so that when the application is processed, there's somewhere for it to go. So preview and publish, add, preview, publish. Two other options to be aware of. I can control where it appears in the list. So even though it's the last one I've entered, I want it to appear at the top. So I'm going to give it an order. I'm going to give its order as 1. It'll appear right at the top. And then I can also control where that question shows up. So I might want to see it on the wait list, the application, and in the child's profile, in which case that's everywhere. I might not want it in the wait list because I don't need to know until I'm getting the parent to fill the final application out. So it's just everywhere except the wait list. Or it might be something I want to be able to record about the child, but it's only for staff use. It's not something I need the parent to tell me. It's something I want to record myself, so I can make it a staff-only question. And you can come back and change that at any time. Just make sure, once again, any changes need to be published. Mark it visible on the application form. That's what I forgot to do. And I published it as private to staff only. So now let's publish it as appearing on the application form. And go back now, refresh that. And there's my pets question at the top, where I'd said I wanted it to be appearing.